the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
Suspended Chief Justice, Her Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tukono, in fact, or appear before a 5-member sitting. Nina a prima facie case, ya aben, in fact, a institute editor, the suspended Chief Justice. Now, afe akwenya aba say 5-member committee led by Justice Gabriel Palman Betranse. Na omo etie Chief Justice Nsem. Na in fact, Nsem no yapen pomasi bre. Now, interestingly, 3 NDC lawyers and representing the petitioners. Your lawyer Tsatsu Chikata, the legal luminary. Your lawyer Thaddeus Sorry. And your lawyer Oliver Baka Vomawo. These 3 lawyers and represented the petitioners on the 5-member panel. ATA Chief Justice, suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tukono case. Now, during the first sitting, Enyama be APM. Interestingly, response should be Abba and Nanopeya. During the first sitting, Ebetoja say, in fact, it was said in camera, say these 3 lawyers representing petitioners are shining stars of Ghana. Daniel Ofori. Now, the 3rd petitioner, Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ayamga Yakubu Akologodie, Onwankasa representing him because he is a lawyer himself. Now, during the first hearing, suspended Chief Justice requested said the entire committee hearing it was a public. Said the Ghana for first-hand knowledge of whatever is transpiring at the ongoing probe. Interestingly, her request was rejected by Justice Gabriel Scott Palman ya onuna LED committee no. Say Okenkan Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution demanded say not all committee sittings should be held in camera. Hence, he is going to abide by the dictates of the Constitution. Another issue of contention, a suspended Chief Justice demanded say what are the exact rules and a committee no edibeyejuma. And also, the 5-member committee is settled on High Court Civil Procedure Rules 2004 CI 47, govern proceedings at the Ghana's High Court and Circuit Court. Now, the legal luminary lawyer Tsatsu Chikata, and so my committee now so they say, okra 5 strong charges, or the betentam, her ladyship, Justice Gertrude Tukono, and Nsem-Pii. Now, the major of the 5 charges, they say, Chief Justice suspended her ladyship Justice Gertrude Tukono AJ some rent allowances na enye due her and traseni nyina na say in fact wadada omanyi abo omanyi kron na anopai the Ghana Judicial Service ede sa charge no particular charge no ehon response aba say Chief Justice suspended Gertrude Tukono has wrongfully received rent allowance despite living in her official government property. And non response a free Judicial Service whole banner say sa rent allowance ya ye ka ho asemi enye ye ma me Gertrude Tukono nkwane ji na omo ye 50 judges, ye be a high court judges, ye be a Supreme Court judges, and a JSR rent allowance. Now, interestingly, according to the fact, sa sika no muji yeni nyina no Judicial Service chere krata de komo mo say na ye systematic failure. It should have never been paid to them. Ama 50 judges ni nyina giatum are refund every penny of that rent allowance to the state. Receipt of payment in our. Now making kind. According to the judicial service, I'm saying the records we have show that payments made were an error on the part of the judicial service. Upon drawing the attention of the affected judges, all of them, without exception, refunded the payment to the judicial service. The account of the service point to the fact that all the judges refunded even the tax component of the payment. And the judicial service had to repay the tax components back to the judges because it only demanded the amount paid them as rent allowance. And according to the judicial service, all the 50 judges, apart from refunding the exact amount, service ne de ma wom ya na error as rent allowance. Judges use to also calculate tax on this amount. Assign to your tax. Mposo. Emma judicial service refund the tax na no matua tax component na no matua wo so nyina de ma wom. Yes, enye no. De omu no total amount of mutua de ma wom say rent allowance enu mu hia. Enti these judges, including her ladyship Gertrude Tukonu, went ahead to even pay tax component on this amount. And the judicial service, the Ghana judicial service, omu receipts ye omu produce ye die. Me be kenka me bo judges ni nyina din amount with tax inclusive omu tuaye and tax refund wa. Judicial service de ma omu receipt ni nyina me kenka ni nyina bako. Number 1, her ladyship Justice Gertrude Tukonu with tax or refund an amount of 152,768 cedis, 40 pesos. And now, judicial service, a refund, the tax component, and the woman, 34,079 cedis, 10 pesos. And Tisika Botra Kasa Yama me get to Tukono, assign to back at the Magana buying. As a matter of fact, say, na a error no. 118,689 cedis, 3 pesos. Yeah, the judicial service accounts are remarked as paid. Tiyama me get to kono sa charge no lawyer chachuchi kata de bono says can we can we crowd the ama banyo and date sha no September last year. We tua says can crowd the magana. Jaja otoso mienu His Lordship Justice Janapari A. Battles Kujo. Number 3, His Lordship Justice P. Bright Mensah. 4, His Lordship Justice Abdul Yusuf Esibe. 5, His Lordship Justice Eric Che Bafwo. 6, His Lordship Justice Senyor Zamefe. 7, Yao Poku Echampo. 8, Somaila Mbache Amadou. 9, Felix Dachomo. 10, Mausi Bejra. 11, Osman Abdul Hakim. 12, Anthony Aduku Eidu. 13, Hatia Ama Menu. 14, Naomi Konto. 15, Joshua Caleb Abedu. We mu nyina ye judges yo mu ye juma ewo the High Court. 16, His Worship Nana Abna Aso Owusu Omenyo. Her Ladyship Justice His Lordship Dr. Richmond Oseshri. His Lordship Justice Comfort K. Tiame. Kwame Poli. Susanna Edufo. Awo Emisa French. Salom K.K. Zata. Sydney Brima. Samuel Buafo Amelhowu. Maxwell M. Tiriku. Edward Essel. Abdul Baki Abdullah. Jonathan Avogo. Clement Asoma. Na Amele Akowa. Alexander Oworai, Joseph Nadado Michaeli, and Festus Nkunu. And the list continues on and on and on up to the judge number 50. His worship Ajare Amwapon Yao Akogwa. Every single one of these 50 judges refunded the said amount. The question will be say, sa charge no the legal luminary lawyer Judicial Ediaka 5 charges are or they bebo the suspended chief justice. Is it that na omunim say refund akoso and I say the NDC's continuous agenda say kianike ye be ye ma make justice get to kono free hono enunti and am woman who say the charge that she received rent allowance na enye due her no sikani nyina last year to September and refund edema the state na. Now, God has a remedy and so transcend pay. This same issue, and also a devil deep with series of revelations. In Tiabeko, na yakuti naka.
Na waku, someone yana ukado salary asem. Asem be a woman. Before me pass you, say I the last day can say, Mr. Justice, get to talk.
Yes.
Ne wafa, and ne return to aqua. Yeah, and this is
yeah.
Waku enkoma media kwetini say NDC PNDC chairman soldier for offer nkukun na Mrs. get to talk no not a young girl.
Okay.
No one na ofanity.
No, I see.
And yes be no ofanity keku. One no dey net.
On the tin no kofa na na dwono.
Nti na obi bisa say and this for person kum ma me say dem wow. They say dey okum.
Yes.
Okum ne ofa no.
Yes. Me na me try because my research hu. Na Enranajo. Metiase me who dream me my mobo. I say bomb pay man. She may even need a psychologist. Omo koye settings no e wo Castle Road. Maybe a old castle. Asumdie Park. And that will be so almost opposite Asumdie Park. And the fun do lot. Sad down and now almost committee a city or no. Sad dine one NDC operatives. Etre mu bo po ekokum just akwa. A dine room, sad dine mu ene assistants na be koso ho. The same building. And na NDC for etna ase e bo po say yenkoku justice mejo akwa. Yenkoku e friend say. Mrs. Lacrant
na maame no wan kosa committee na be den bisi. E so sign.
What time is what resigning?
Oh, now, no, your mama for my name.
No, big mom, I think she has to fight on. And never be brave, but could be abba. What can I say? Judge be. Yeah, or baby, as and bird in him. Only judge or judge no banner or die. With the measure, if I just say, and then what no petition say, you by minute, I didn't try. My men and my up said. Judge will be our bass, my boy, na no by Nakoda. Judge,
say we are so say
that be back. At the end, no one knows up judge, no. One knows see any justice talking with because I seven by you know. Yeah, former chief justice, just a new one. Almost started processing in a way. A brahma meet a Mr. Kunuba, you know. Reporting now, yeah, one investigation. The report said, say, you have to be relieved of your position.
Say na make ya to dey no so ye papa na atifi na oji nkwase ususo nkwase asem so a akola bi so no dey nkwase asem bo animu because akola bi be kan nkwase asem kire wa na waje atum enti efi onkwala nyina na ye omo de enti obi aso de na omo kan nkwase asem kire na nka nyesa nka we petition ye de ko ema president
ba ku bi e kan omo say me just mati say waje housing allowance na eni say waje kwa commission men no kure
Dabio.
Now remember any just judge for my kwa be 50 and a system na so me mistake it twa ma wo and to train na system just say you twa we mam you didn't deserve it refund omo na refund omo de interestingly yes mam na de unity and nipa owura John Hammer I nominate wo mo say omo nko Supreme Court say no ebi ka ho in fact justice first say jamefe o ka ho
and so e just allow one
yes me when see kind ska worry funding I have it and to man careful not the kind of worms is open that we may not survive
me say we bibia ade na obi anim say NDC for and the person omuyi maame ni free ho and no ma bo mutirimu po say ombeko wiem abakrom be na free ho as o de asante fa daily guide na to hwehwe na afo ekoe baka vomo ene chachuchikata so mo no mo ye eyi e fa ne sen maame hwe ni yim
na so
fa ne sen I me person me shining star say a shining star for the petition ekọ me boa ye could be group no be e from shining star no sir baka vema wo no and lawyer for Daniel Fori no
okay
and shining star dey no so no chachuchikata any title sorry omo no mo ye lawyers for shining star or shining star of Ghana you know and ba kono police ni retired no so no have representing ho into ono an ye
so lawyer
ono an representing ho ba chachuchikata any title sorry and the comutibu ma na me nwa hakra sa petition yakwenti chachuchikata na title so na trust petition no
omo na search Maku,
and I know what you try.
Yes, I didn't be a view.
And now
you are going to draw
and see, Chatuchikata, I am your Mahama lawyer.
Yes.
Election petition 2012 and 2021 in no Mahama. I am Mahama lawyer. Title sorry, na Speaker of Parliament lawyer. And now also the Speaker of Parliament in Nsem-Pii a call Supreme Court. And ni niema bi oya 1 year ma amini di asemi nyina no kese eye gbaben ya and also akoshe actually back avoma woyi ono so legal advisor e de majo mahama in fact na no me hu say e make rounds so say atamils wu ye no jo mahama speech o kan e kro na troy yes
oh when we yadi
e jo mahama ne chuchu mucho entu hwe mu a eye clear NDC agenda say they will get rid of the woman tina me can say you know say na school ni bi okoya examination more practice na onim say examination more practice na wa ye no year no be yi na di ye friend academic board o ma hia so otwodi and ono ama ne sa no say minim say ti bia mbe yi medi me metra ma mu mejojo mi kase mu ma school mejai and also the pia monte I woko because onim say some particular university there may say the type of examination more practice am I no ya na ebe yi medi nje okọ otie manimu di ohwe omo a so say aja no we am me metra ma mu mejojo me ya na be yi medi entimi ya school mejai
ask myself
yes sorry fan bag we pia bonten asem bia ni ho
any school kwa ni
entimi no ma me no mabo mutirimu po say set bi on be den on be yi na di entimi de ebe yi a akon on fanya adwuma no majo mahama ba se na go no kan for ayi the posterity any friend is saying that year onyai onkoto enko na Ghana fo nyina hu se ampa said the NDC for PNDC ni NDC for kun no ofa no ono so mba yi o ma hange na wudua so mu bi ehu na obi anso so ehu but ayi NDC ayi financial analyst bi no
panya
ayi se na no afi okokuma se ba ya wo su se budum so no ai ese for kokumase a abetran kan na no dem say hey asante man say na moten no kania no o se ohun bida o se ohun bida ni ko hu kumase no ohun bida kania o se edum kania tsede a ye fa se duru no o mu dum ne sa ma
eso ana
du se say na kwani se we edum so ahase
Mon from my hand, no can I call some children.
Hi! I say, Kadum so the type of doom so okohu ye ewo ho no. Enya asem kito na me say papa no ba ko dey ba say NDC NPCB anso anu dem so mo kom constituency a na say e bo mu tutu na me say okay. Yenya mo mu tutu ya mo be hu no.
Adwuma no. Ya no mo fi say ya de kasa tenten ya adwuma. John Jinapo atu opposition. Na no chabe wona wiase nyansa nyina wanim efa energy ho ya de adwuma no hye won sa afedie wo na wo ye no na wo to ho na wo tins yo on say wani a wo be ye no wo mo aye adwumaden pa ebi ni sa akwawe ya okaseti ananado no lands minister no wo you the whole country 16 regions enipa over 30 million ahye nipa ba konsa ohwe nkania ohwe nsio ohwe hospital ohwe school ohwe ni nyina so waye adwuma 8 years ama obi anim se na nado na nkwakufu ado amamu abebuo die eyedu twem obekra Ghana fo akwa na adi ni parliament na adi na tem ama kofi bua ye ma just one ministry ba kupe lands and natural resources want me have no abemu mu a wonim ti saka motubiti eyi incentive for na wusu
I say you are not empowering an 8-hour economy but promising 24-hour economy. Professor Bokpin on energy sector failures. That year, economist Professor Godfred Alufa Bokpin has cast doubt on the National Democratic Congress NDC's 24-hour economic proposal, calling it unrealistic in light of the ongoing energy challenges. Speaking on Newsfile on Saturday, May 17, he said the country cannot even sustain a reliable 8-hour energy cycle, yet politicians are promising a 24-hour system. You are not even getting, quotation, and I quote, you are not even getting power for your 8-hour economic cycle that we are running, and you are talking about 24-hour economy. He said he described the state of Ghana's energy sector as one of the biggest threats to economic stability. Apart from irresponsible mining, including illegal mining, what causes me sleepless nights in the energy sector? What causes me sleepless night is the energy sector, he said. We have seen what both major political parties have done, and we are now at a stage where politicians doesn't help. According to him, the electricity company of Ghana is recording distribution losses of around 40%. Blah blah blah. No, the the echo. And you see, I have said, yeah, many Professor Bokpin no more problem. No,